Good evening, everyone. Hope you had a great weekend. Thank you for joining us. Our weekly trading shapes analysis. We cover Forex, indices, and some of the crypto. And we take orders at the end of the sessions. For any chart you would like us to look at, this is not financial advice. We're just giving our own point of view. How you doing, everyone? MJ, welcome. If you would like to join our chats where we analyze with you, we take the orders. It's a free chat. It's a Telegram. We have a Discord, but it's not yet active. You can visit our website and join our chat. In the website, we have our plans that we cover live trading every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday before London or New York opens. We basically look at the trades that that are forming, that we are in according to our analysis. We have the $75 a month that will give you access to our members area, and the same package but without the members area. It's for $25, 7-day free free, where you can check everything with us, the chats, and you have the recording for 24 hours. The members area we cover, you will have access to all the recordings, analysis for more than 32 pairs. Basically the analysis, let me give you an example, like the 4-hour on Euro AUD. The 4-hour on the Euro AUD is showing we finished a correction and we're heading downside. Let's go to the Euro Aussie, and that was the move that we indicated on the website. Another example, we have this for EuroCAD, with which most of our traders took. Let's go towards EuroCAD. That's EuroCAD. We indicated from the top here, and we are at the time being in these areas. We're expecting a bit of correction or a continuation for the downtrend, but at least the correction and continuation for the downtrend. We cover a lot of pairs. Let me give another example so that will not waste most of you guys' time. Let's give Pound Aussie. Pound Aussie, we indicated it's heading down towards these areas. That was the setup. Let's see how far it went. Pound Aussie, and there you go. We indicated it will hit 176 if I'm not mistaken, and that was the setup. That was more than let me see it from the setup that we indicated from right here. 181, that was, if you took the trade, you're talking around 600 plus pips, around 500 pips. So basically, I'm not gonna waste your time. Basically, these are the pairs. We have more than 32 pairs, USD pairs, majors, commodities, indices, crypto. We cover the 4-hour, daily, and weekly, and we give potential setups. And these setups are discussed in our live chats that we do on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So hopefully we see you there if you're interested to know how we trade and what's the purpose of us selling and closing a trade. It's a whole setup that we cover. We have educational in our academy courses, online or one-on-one with me. Now let's go to our weekly analysis. As we basically start with the indices. The indices, we indicated that we're expecting a correction for the following week, and that's what we had. This correction might be over, but I don't think it is over yet. We might have one more down before any continuation for the uptrend. Okay, just keep in mind we are at all-time high. Just it's not wise to buy around these areas unless if there is a major correction, which I am expecting this to happen, taking out these lows or maybe lower. So let's see how far it will go. You should be in a sell. Worst case scenario is they will kick you out of the trade and you should be selling back again at the top. This will happen. Just they need to convince the mass that it's going all the way up. Everything is okay and we're heading all the way up. So wait for it, keep on selling and moving to break even. Worst case scenario is break even. So yeah, keep on selling your trades. UK 100, we indicated a buy from here and a buy from here last week. The way it's heading up not as strong as this one, but I still see this heading all the way up. We might have some hiccups around the road, of course, as any other trend, but on any pullback, look for your buys. There's still enough space to head all the way up there. So go lower time frames, do your analysis, do your setup, and look for your buys. That would push us to the DXY. The DXY, we indicated that we're entering into a correction mode last week. So, and that's what we got now. This correction mode, it can come back up here, come down, break the bottom, same like the SPX, S&P 500, break the bottom and reverse. I'm looking for this till next year, till the beginning of next year. Any down move, I'm not interested in anymore. We must have a correction. This correction can be complex and can be impulsive to the upside. It will break, it will correct. Let's go to the daily. It will correct this whole trend. But don't try to predict and don't try to force your analysis, right? Let the market show you the direction first. There's liquidity that moves the market. So if you know how to identify these liquidities before any given move that you're expecting, it will change all your analysis. So basically, you gotta know how to identify these liquidity zones, targets, spots that are targeted before any move. So they have to create, and that's what they're doing at the time being. They're creating this liquidity that needs to be hit, which is down here. We might see till the end of the year something like this, right? Come back down, go back up, a consolidation in this area. Then all of a sudden, when you're not expecting, you will see something like this and reverse. So that is an indication of a reversal, but let it form. Don't get trapped in it. Know how to trade it, or stay away until it forms and reverses back inside this zone. Then you can start looking for your buys. Always wait, always advise my guys, wait for the second leg. What do I mean by second leg? You have a consolidation, it breaks, comes back, you're expecting a reversal according to your analysis on the higher time frame, daily, weekly, wherever is your higher time frame. There's different type of traders. So wait for the second leg. There's always a second leg. Don't be the hero that's taking this, that's predicting the bottom. Wait for the second leg and take the trade. Euro, we said I'm looking for the down move. Any up move to the upside, not interested in it. I will be looking for my sells. Pound, as we said, we were expecting is because of the Brexit or some other news, it doesn't matter. The wave structure that was forming, it was indicating for a sell or at least a correction. So we got the following where it meets our fib. We usually use fib extensions. So it met our fibs and most of the traders closed. If you are in a short and you followed us, take some profit, at least take 70 or 80% of your trade and move to break even. Your trade should be from here, and if you are scalping, that was your trade. Scalping or day trading, you're targeting certain amount of pips, you're not targeting the whole move. Anyways, so for the following week we might have a correction. Watch this zone for a continuation for the downtrend. This correction can be complex, meaning this can be the W and we're having an X. An X can be something like this, reaching back to the top and then dropping for one more time. Or it can be very shallow. We will either identify these on our midweek sessions. It can be very shallow and drop. UCAD, we're looking for our buy sells. I'm already in a buy from the second leg. As I was saying, we always wait for your second leg. That was your second leg and you are in a buy. If it comes back down, I'm not interested in selling it. If it comes back down, I'm not interested in the sell. I'm only interested in the buys. For the major correction, same as the DXY. NU, ready and not ready at the same time. Would I sell it? Looking for our sells, but it's a bit tricky. Though we have some good news on, we have some NZD news this week, so this might be the push, right? This might be the end of this kind of a trend that I don't know who was trading it, but this might be the push to the top and ending a correction for this whole move. I know a lot of traders that are trapped, so they want to make sure that they're convincing everybody that this is heading all the way to the sky and then reverse it. So I would just suggest, if you're not a sell, which you shouldn't be, but wait for this to come up here, clear everyone that are trapped on. There's a structure on the higher time frame, you can look at it and look for your sells. AU, same thing. That's a complex correction to the upside. I'm looking for at least a drop or a correction, same thing as this one, to the downside. So we should start be looking for our sells on NU, AU, and most of the USD pairs. Silver, we indicated this move 2 weeks ago and we expected a correction. This correction can do the following and drop before any continuation of the uptrend, but there is our own setup that we trade. If the price goes above this, on any drop, buy. On any drop, buy. This would indicate a continuation of this trend. I'm expecting a correction and continuation for the uptrend, but just in case the price goes straight away from here and breaking this stop on any pullback, on any sudden drop or a correction on lower time frame, buy it. Same thing goes for gold. I explained that last week in details. Yes, sir. I explained that last week in details for gold, where we're expecting it, and for a correction. This correction, the same setup goes, same thing as silver. If price does a false breakout and reverses above this high on any pullback or correction on lower time frame or structure, take your buy. But healthy trend, we should expect this. It depends how the liquidity is playing out, how the big boys want to play this. So let the price tell you, let the price show you the hand, right? Try not to jump in trades. Anyways, you're more than welcome to hit us up in the chat. We'll explain our own perspective of seeing the market. Oil, said it last week, expect one more hit to the top and start looking for your sells. We should be entering into a major correction, most likely breaking this. It can do the following. To where we're expecting it, around the $49.50, $50. There's a fib level above here and just drop. If it does that, this correction is going to be deeper than these levels. So let's wait for confirmation, but we should start looking for our sells. If you are a long-term trader on oil, I really suggest take some profit. UJ, Alex, how are you? UJ, we said that this is a correction. Either you know how to trade in between, or just leave it alone and continue looking for your sells. UJ will be heading towards the 100, 102 area. So don't get trapped right in the middle. Sell or buy around these areas. There's a way to trade these setups. If you don't know, please hit us up. But basically we're looking for the sells to breaking these lows. This major correction did not finish it. DJ, we indicated for you guys to start looking for yourself from up here. That was a beautiful correction. That was the second leg that I keep on repeating in this session. Wait for your second leg. That was the second leg, and that was a beautiful sell. For this week, we might have a correction, same thing like all the pound pairs, a correction and a continuation for the downtrend, and the correction can be complex. That might send it all the way back towards these areas and then sell. It all depends how you look at the market. We identify these setups on our live sessions on daily basis. We give our point of view, where you should sell, if it's possible, if this correction is over or not. We move on to our crypto lovers. For the crypto guys, if there's anything you would like me to check, please write the symbol in the chat or in our community chat in Telegram. Would love to give my opinion in it. For BTC, as I said last week, we're expecting a correction. I was holding from 10k a trade and I closed it around 18 to 50. Now we got this dump. This dump was never broken by this correction. From my own point of view, this should be heading up towards the 22k, then before any major correction. But the way it's heading up, this can do the following: come back down and then head back up. A lot of traders saw this as a triangle. Usually when a triangle breaks one side and goes back inside the triangle, this is gonna be towards the upside. So you should, if you are day trading or scalping Bitcoin, or you're not holding any kind of position from swing trading or position taking, you can day trade these setups on lower time frames for buys. You don't need to trade every leg. I know a lot of traders that trade crypto, they're new to the trading mentality and trading style, or to trading basically. So you don't need to trade every leg. You don't need to be in a trade consistently, right? Create a setup, have a setup that you're familiar, that you know the ins and the out of that setup, and trade that setup over and over, over and over. If that setup is 80% accurate, so there are sometimes the setup does not work, yes, but many times that setup always works. So you gotta be consistent, and that's the way the consistency is. Not trading every leg, trading a setup in that leg. Anyways, ETH, I was expecting a more deeper correction, but as indicated, this low was never broken, and for me that is the missing leg, and that's the correction, and we should be heading, it will look like a correction and they want to dump it, but they will give you that dump and then reverse all of a sudden. So you should be looking for your buys. XRP, it's a bit complicated, a complex correction. See, this low is being retested. This is now the liquidity zone. If you want to trade XRP, wait for something like this, a drop, and let it go back inside the zone. When it goes back inside the zone on your second leg, buy it. Let's go to daily. If you will buy, if this is a buy setup and it confirms what I said, we will see new highs. It will break this high. But let it form that setup that I indicated. That's your liquidity zone. That's a good setup, but let it break that liquidity zone. Let it break it, collect these orders that are everyone freaking out that they want to buy. They want to buy, this is going, as they say, to the moon. But wait for it. Wait for it to come down, grab that liquidity, let it go back inside that zone, the second leg, buy it. There's always a second leg. There's always a second leg. Copper. We indicated sell, buy. Every week we're like reading every move of the market. Now we're expecting a correction, same thing as this one. And when this is over, look for continuation for the uptrend. Nat gas, we indicated a sell from here towards these areas. As you see, it expected. You see, this is for me a liquidity zone. That was a liquidity zone down here. So if what I see price doing the following, coming back down and going up. If it goes up, you should be in that buy from down here. If you're not in that buy, wait for it to break, retest, and any correction, buy it. And that's it for our weekly analysis. If you would like me to check anything, any chart, any trade you are in, you love my opinion or you love my style, please visit our website. And for this community to grow, I would really appreciate the like button and the share, and don't forget to subscribe. So DAX, we indicated a sell last week. Look for your sells, and that's what we are in. Breaks and selling. I even posted it in the chat. Continue looking for your sell. On any pullback, sell it. On any pullback, sell it. Most likely, Kimo, most likely. You're welcome, Michael. Anything else, guys? I'm open to look on stocks. Still in a buy. Still in a buy. If you're holding this one, great stock. Great stock. Better if you want to enter, you can wait for some kind of a reason. Same thing as this one, a beautiful drop into a fib level where we measure, and then that would be almost the same size as this one. That would be a good buy. But for some kind of a reason you want this to drop that much. What, where, how, I cannot say. But keep in mind, if you're buying around these areas, you're buying at ultimate high. Would love this to do that dip. When it does that, there is a way to measure this, and then you can buy it. Neo, same concept. I'm looking at this, same thing as this one, maybe continuation for the uptrend. But if we receive this kind of a correction, make sure you're buying it. But we're still in an uptrend. Whatever we're having around these areas is just a correction. On any stock, healthy stock, you must have corrections. You said the following. Yes, yes. Go. It is in a correction mode at the time being. It is the data that we have in a downtrend. I don't have no inside trading what's this is doing, but for the chart what it is showing me, that is a correction and you should continue looking for your sells, unless if it breaks this number. If it does that on any kind of a correction, buy it. Keep in mind, that's where the money is. Thank you, Neil. Neil is one of our admins that handles everything concerning news. He has his own channel, anything news from events to yes sir, from events to any fundamental analysis. He's the guy to ask. He's the expert in this stuff. For the Spain index, see this zone here. And that's the structure. Sell. Continuation for the sell mode. That's the imbalancement that has been refilled right into structure, right into the fib. There is no more indication that you would need for you to continue the sell. There's a lot of liquidity down here. It will most likely break this low, if not lower. Okay, thank you so much, guys. RSI, the only time I use RSI is in our hallmark setup. I look for hidden divergence. That's the only time I check. It's an extra confirmation, but basically we trade structure, naked charts, as you can see on our website. We just put the labels for the new guys to know which leg we are in, but by experience, you don't need. You just need the chart, identify liquidity zones, structure, and look for a setup that we are familiar with. Yes, sir. Exactly. Keep it simple. Thank you so much, guys, for attending. Hopefully we see you in our chat. Hopefully I answered most of your questions. Trade safe and be safe.